of America, and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have we started? Okay. So we're good with the Good evening, everyone. All right. So we're going to jump right in and take a look at the minutes from last meeting. Did everyone get a chance to take a look at them? Any questions, corrections? Okay. Seeing none, they are approved. Okay. Next agenda item is public input. Okay. So if anyone is, first of all, did we get anything?
We did not get any emails, no.
Okay. I will address the public here in 1 second, but if anyone is listening on a telephone and would like to address something that is not on the agenda, you would have to hit *6 to be heard.
There's nobody on.
Oh, there's no one on?
Yeah.
Okay, well that was quick. But we got, how many emails did we get since last meeting that we have to do this? So, okay, and then to the audience here, is there anything that anyone needs to bring up that is not covered on the agenda? All right, moving on. First up, Tyler Hathaway to request permission to replace the metal gate in the announcer's booth and to replace the existing AV equipment at Mill Hill.
Tyler, nice to meet you guys. Thank you for your time.
All right, Tyler, if you would, just for the record, state your name and address. You stated the name. So.
Tyler Hathaway, 207 Basco River Lane, Southport, and I'm the president of Fairfield American. I talked to Anthony Dalen and
James Ryan.
Jim, yeah. Mill Hill is our main baseball field. There's a little booth behind home plate that we use for an announcer's booth and things like that. All we're trying to do, and it's going to be fully on our dime, is there's a metal gate that comes down which opens and shuts. It's like 25 years old, and it takes a Herculean effort to open and shut it and make noise. So we were going to just put in a tempered glass window to fix that structure, make it look better and easier for the kids, because normally we have kids announcers up there. And then the audio-video equipment still runs off an iPod, so it's literally just an announcer's booth for music between innings and kids to announce players that are coming up. We've gotten a quote from a private guy who's going to install it for us for free. It's the same footprint, the same everything. It's just bringing it into this generation. So those are the two things we just wanted to touch up. You guys did a great job. Anthony's guys fixing the actual field, so we just wanted to try to make it good for next year. So those are the two things we wanted to do. All of it's going to be on our dime with our own installation, unless you guys have something you prefer us to use. But we've already ordered that stuff.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, I just want to know why it's under our jurisdiction and not the Board of Ed.
The only fields that the Board of Ed oversees are the two high schools. We oversee everything else.
Okay.
Jamie?
Did you say glass?
Yeah, tempered glass. It's behind the backstop though. So
right.
The fence, and then there's about this much space, and it's tempered glass with a flat earth. If somebody can hit it through the fence, then we got a different problem on our hands. Or a good thing.
Good thing, yeah. Exactly. Anything else?
No, I mean, I think this is pretty straightforward. I'm happy to just that we move forward with approving the requested state on the agenda.
So is that a motion to approve?
That is the motion.
Okay. Second. Okay. Any further discussion?
No, I just want to thank Fairfield American for investing in town properties. If we go through this again and again, we've approved these things, but it's good that we have members of the community and continue to invest in our field.
Well, so we get free tickets? Is that?
Oh, you can have as many as you want.
Free tickets as you want. So any comments from the public? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, next up, Andrew Fuller requests to raise money to have an AED placed at Jennings Beach to be used in the off-season as part of an independent study project.
Good evening. I believe slideshow was sent out to all of you.
If you would, just state your
sorry.
address for the record.
Andrew Fuller, 317 Villa Avenue. Just a little bit on myself first. I am a sophomore student at Fairfield Ward High School, doing an independent study project all around AEDs and studying them in Fairfield and educating the public. I'm a licensed emergency medical responder in the state of Connecticut, along with I am a member of the Greenwich EMS Explorer Post and a graduate of the Center for Disease Control online summer course, which is a very selective program run by the CDC. The main focus of this project is to save lives. In order to do that, I split this project into two parts. The first part is to educate the public about the importance of CPR and AEDs. And the second part is to raise money for at least one AED for the town of Fairfield. I partnered with the In a Heartbeat Foundation for this project. Their foundation is based in Connecticut primarily. They do basically what I'm doing with this project. They're just helping me with things like their 501c3 number and things like that. And they raised money after their founder was a victim of sudden cardiac arrest. For every minute that an AED is not used for someone who is going into sudden cardiac arrest, your chance of survival goes down by 10%. American Red Cross says that on average it takes first responders 8 to 12 minutes to respond, so your chance of survival then goes down by 80 to 120%. When an AED is not applied. It takes, on the graph, you can see usually an AED will arrive immediately with a bystander there and an AED readily available. Unfortunately, that only works at the beach during the regular season. So people who are hanging out at the beach with their family, exercising, hanging out with their furry family, etc., anywhere other than that, and they God forbid, went into sudden cardiac arrest, their chance of survival is probably slim to none. So I'm asking I'm raising money to buy an AED. I'm asking to install it at Jennings Beach. If I'm able to buy a second one, I'm asking to install it at Sapsco Beach. In conclusion, I do know that lifeguards do have AED units during the regular season, but as the falls get warmer and people are wanting to spend more time outside, the chance of someone going into cardiac arrest does increase. Cardiac arrest affects us all, and according to the CDC in 2019, 659,041 people died in the United States due to heart disease, which does in turn cause sudden cardiac arrest.
Very impressive. Couple questions. What does it cost? What do you need for a single location, Jennings?
And are you talking about like a yearly maintenance cost or a total?
Well, you're raising money at this point.
Yeah. So at
how
this
much
point,
do you need to get going with Jennings?
So I'm working with In a Heartbeat Foundation, but depending on which unit I'm getting and depending on if it needs weather sealing or not, at most, they said 2 AEDs would cost $1,500 about.
That's it each?
Two
Right,
$1,500
okay.
about.
And then there's an ongoing fee or maintenance? Or?
So that's about $50 a year, or every 5 years about $250 for the pads and replacing the batteries, because each battery lasts, depending on the unit, depending on where it is, between 2 and 4 years.
Okay. And so that would be our expense on an ongoing basis after the installation.
Correct.
And I'm just wondering, since my personal opinion is it's such a great idea, do we have one for the off-season at Penfield that's accessible from the beach?
No, not that's accessible from the beach. I think the Penfield office has one in the building, so that's accessible when there's either staff on or there's an event going on, but there's not one on the exterior of the building.
Okay.
Is this hardwired or battery run?
Battery run.
Okay. So who's going to maintain that? Us?
Yeah, we would maintain it. So we had one that was donated to our fitness center a few years back, I think by the Rotary Club, so same type of thing where they mounted it, everything, we pick up the costs for maintenance.
Well, I hope you're very successful in the fundraising, because now if you exceeded the $1,500, would you, as part of the project, consider adding one to Penfield, or?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So,
All right, well, see me before you leave, and I'll start your contributions. Yes, Chris.
So the president of Fairfield American just left us, and about 5 years ago, a friend of mine who is on the board of directors of Fairfield American currently, he had to be resuscitated by a defibrillator while jogging, and I actually met with him downtown with 2 other people, and one of these individuals owns a company that's involved in all this, and the idea was to put these behind the home plates in the lockbox during games, just in case. I know Anthony was involved in this, and I think we were successful, correct?
I think it stalled out. I believe that the leagues picked up the tab on the fields that they use.
Okay.
So I know most of our Little League fields do have them on site when there's a game, but I think they take them with them.
And this wasn't involved prior. So my only concern, and I'm all for this, like, no question, is in the Little Leagues, we do have a lockbox, which the coaches, and I've coached for years, we have a code. Have you thought about that? Because as we see,
Yep, so there is, with the lock boxes, as they've seen that happening, part of Greenwich, and that's what I have seen with them, is they've done a similar thing, but in their town, is there is a large siren that will blare. Obviously, that doesn't exactly work there. There's also a program that you can set up where it will take a surround picture of the person who would be taking it. And it could alert Fairfield PD, fire, anyone in the nearby vicinity as well. I do need to get a little more information. I do need to talk to...
Yeah, but I'm saying just in terms of 3 a.m. in the morning, someone stealing $1,500 worth of equipment. How do we prevent that?
Preventing, it's hard to do because you don't want someone to have to put in a code that they can get from the police department
exactly,
in order to start saving someone. So the best you can do is put in those anti-theft measures as the large siren and
saving a life versus.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No, but thank you.
You need to give the dispatcher the code, and when someone calls 911, get the code.
That I'd have to correspond with dispatch because I do know they're merging with Westport. I don't know how that's all working.
But even
if
that,
they're willing.
even if that takes 2 minutes.
No,
Yeah.
fair enough.
And you don't want to get cell service down at the beach.
Certainly not ideal. I'd
Correct.
rather
Yeah.
them have access to it.
Any other questions before I ask another one?
well, so number one, I want to thank you for bringing this to our attention. I know a lot about defibrillators, and I've probably taken them for granted. I've assumed that they were more readily available than they actually seem to be, and if you didn't raise it, I wouldn't have necessarily known that. So thanks. I mean, I think major public facilities, we need to have defibrillators in EpiPens. It's critical this day and age. I just want to make the comment that I think, once again, it's disappointing that we have people donating stuff rather than the town to kind of be proactive in this area, and I think that's something that as a group we should be more focused on rather than being, expecting donations to solve these problems. So, but thank you for your effort.
Any other questions?
Maybe just a comment on the security side. Maybe one way to help prevent theft is with the kind of signage that you'll have there, where it does give a warning. I assume it'll be in the box, but maybe with some creative wording of the signage, you can deter people from, number one, appeal to people's good side, saying how valuable this is, but then also that that there is a siren or there is a picture, whatever. I think maybe there's a way to creatively try to deter.
Yeah. Something else that this is the resale value of these is not very high because you don't know what condition you're in when you're buying them online or something like that. In most places do want them new for pretty obvious reasons.
Question I have, at Jennings or Sasko or anywhere, how are people going to know that it's there? So,
part of doing through the independent study project, I do have a teacher advisor. The teacher advisor has been very willing to help me get the word out. I have started social media pages as well, so I was planning to post on there. My school has also said that they would be willing to post it on their social media, and hopefully through the word of social media has a lot of bad, but it has a lot of good as well. You can spread that word out. Hopefully when people going to the beach during the summer too, they'll see it. When maybe not paying attention to me directly, but when you're in a crisis moment, sometimes little thoughts do pop into your mind, like, oh, I remember seeing this here, that could help. In addition to that, and as I was saying, I will be doing the education classes around the town. So I would be bringing it up there as well.
Which is just wonderful. Thank you for that. Any other questions? Anyone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve this.
Also second.
All right, I got David with the second. Any further discussion, questions?
Maybe just a question on, Anthony, you would be involved in the sort of positioning where it would be and where it would be located and mounted, everything like that.
Yep.
Any questions from the public? Comments? Commission, all in favor? Congratulations and good luck. And come this way on your way out. All right. Next up is Freda Roberts on behalf of Mill Hill PTA requests to be permitted to use Sherman Green Thursday, December 9th from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. to have the students of Mill Hill sing holiday songs with the rain date of Saturday, December 11th at 3 p.m.
Hi, good evening. My name is Freda Roberts. My address is 1210 South Pine Creek Road. So thank you for your time. I'm a co-president of the Mill Hill PTA, and we were just hoping to host a holiday caroling event for the kids, somewhere outdoors, somewhere safe. So we were wanting to use the Sherman Green for that time period.
Okay. Any questions?
The 8th, not the 9th. No, the 9th.
The 9th. Yeah.
Sorry, that is the night of the shop and stroll. So I didn't know if that was going to be. But
I wonder if that might be a good thing, though.
I know. Yeah.
It might be an added feature of.
Yeah. Just wanted to bring. That was the only thing that popped into my head. So.
How much of the Sherman Green is committed?
Shop
and stroll.
Shop and
stroll is just
around, kind of,
down. I know someone wanted to pop up, but we didn't do that.
We didn't allow that.
Okay, there's nothing else?
No.
Okay. Any other questions?
We've never done this. This would be the first time we do it, so I don't know how to.
How many participants do you think, or what would you love to have?
I mean, we have 340 kids about. If we get 100 kids, I think that would be great in that area.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
But we would sing songs from all different, all different traditions and backgrounds and all those things.
Thank you.
Thank you. Remember we used to have an ice rink down there?
Yeah.
That was so cute. I loved
It
it.
was fun.
Anybody?
So moved.
Okay.
Do we have access to a microphone? That's what it says in the email, that they might need access to one.
What's your question? We have a motion.
I don't think they'll need one.
No.
Yeah, I thought that.
Megaphone, maybe.
To get the 100 really good.
Yeah.
Exactly. I said that. I'm like, you know what? I don't think we'll need that.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. We have a second?
I'll second.
Bridget, second. Any further questions?
It just sounds like a great event. Look forward to seeing it.
All right. Any comments, questions from the public? Back to the commission. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I read this a couple hours ago.
Okay, Robert Didaco.
So Rob's not here. I'm Jim Simonelli, 1554 Jennings Road.
All right, let me just go through, if you will. I just didn't want to butcher Rob's last name. So, we'll allow you to give your address in a moment. So this is a request to hold Special Olympics polar plunge at Jennings Beach on Saturday, April 2nd, next year, 2022, hours 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
So like I said, Rob unfortunately could not make it. My name is Jim Simonelli. I reside at 1554 Jennings Road in town. And we are looking to utilize Jennings Beach to hold a penguin plunge for benefit at Special Olympics Connecticut. So we utilized it pre-COVID, raised in excess of $10,000 when the event took place. So it's a huge fundraiser for us. It is done between Fairfield University Public Safety and Fairfield Police Department.
And you, looking at the previous, you had 250 participants?
Roughly. It depends on the first year. It was our first year that we did it. So it really depends on how many people want to get involved. We're hoping to, obviously increase the amount of funds that we could raise.
And all of the requirements are going to be the same, the insurance and the offer to work with the office here?
Yeah, everything will be the same.
All right. Any questions?
I just a clerical question. I noticed on one of the pages here it says name of business requesting facility use is Special Olympics.
Right, correct.
Okay, so they're still involved in all that?
They are, yes.
Okay, great.
Anything else? Would you like to make a motion?
So move.
Second.
All right. Thank you. Any further questions or comments? Anything from the public? Commission, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Please tell Jake I said hello.
I will. Thank you.
All right.
Have a
Thank
good night.
you. Good luck.
Good night.
Okay. Moving right along.
For your record.
Okay. That's slow.
Yeah,
Next up, Ken Elwood, on behalf of Holy Family in St. Emery Parish, requests to hold their annual carnival at Jennings Beach from May 20th to the 22nd, and that's of 2022.
That's correct. Yeah, my name is Ken Elwood, 186 Downview Avenue. So I'm representing Holy Family at St. Emery Parish, along with Gail. We are, asking for the carnival, like we've had it actually about 30 years. I'm thinking back. We didn't have the last 2 years because of COVID. So we have the requirements from the committee a number of times. The most recent one was the 2019 November from Anthony Calabrese that was signed off on. And we understand the stipulations involved in insurance and the Carnival Company. We're still in negotiations right now with Carnival Company. We don't have one contracted for the spring. And we understand the insurance requirements, et cetera. The time frames will be from, I think we're asking from Friday from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's the 20th. And then the Saturday will be from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. So both nights 10 p.m. And then on Sunday it's 12 to 5 based on the requirements for the park that we end at 5 o'clock.
So the company that you've used in the past, are they a possibility, or are they not still doing this?
Yeah, there's two companies that are still doing this, yes. So Marana Amusements, which we've used before, and then I think last
Midway Northeast.
Midway Northeast.
They were the last company that we used for the past two carnivals.
Okay. Yeah, it just seems like every time you or one of the other parishes comes in, it always seems like, everything's the same, the carnival company is the same, so everything, is orderly. I was just curious. Mm-hmm. So there is a possibility that the one...
Most likely we'll be using a carnival company we've used before, if that's your concern.
No,
if not.
If it sounds like it's a concern, that's my mistake. It was more of a question than a concern.
It's a strong possibility of the company we've used for the last 2 years, unless we can get another company that
in the mix, but they're usually very busy, so we'll probably end up with Northeast Midway.
Questions?
Should we include the times here? Too big.
Yes.
So May 20th, the time,
6 to 10.
May 20th is
Oh, me.
Friday.
Friday, 6 to 10,
yep,
and Saturday is 12 p.m. to 10 p.m., it's a long day. And then Sundays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. And it was always the week. I guess you reserve the park by weeks, so it'll be the week prior to that we'd be reserving. So they'd be setting up the days before that. To clean up on Monday.
The setup would begin May 16th.
They usually have to do it, I think, they start bringing in equipment on like Wednesday. So it might be
So it might be the 18th, not the 16th.
It's usually that Monday prior to.
The Monday prior to the weekend, yeah.
Okay, so that is the 16th per your email.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay,
It's
well,
usually that time frame that's on the flyer, yeah.
Okay. All right, so okay. Well, we'll request the approval for the 16th, and it turns out that nothing happens until the 18th, well, that's fine.
Okay.
I'd rather do that than approve for the 18th and then,
Right.
yeah, exactly. So, okay. Any other questions? Someone like to make a motion? All right, Jamie, motion? For the second?
I'll second.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Wait, hold on 1 second.
Not yet.
Give us
Oh, I'm sorry.
2 more minutes. No. We're almost there. We're almost there, but.
I like the eagerness, though.
Any other questions?
I just have one general question, more to understand. So you have a carnival company delivering a service and running and setting up, and then you have the parish is sponsoring it, and then you have the town. And just in terms of liability and how that flows, so it's to the parish?
They have to provide the insurance that the town risk manager requires. So depending on what type of event it is, the insurance varies. So off the top of my head, I don't know if it's a $10 million policy or what it is, but they provide that, and that essentially helps cover the town. Obviously, it's not going to take all the liability off of us because it is our property.
Yeah.
But there's a hold harmless, and then there's the insurance.
So you don't deal with the carnival company?
No, it's all them. We don't deal with the revenue either.
Okay. It's more just understanding. Okay.
We contract with them for a certain percentage of the gate, and that's how it works. So there's not a lot of outlay, more of a percentage of the gate.
You want to negotiate a cut?
No, so the commission for a special event fee, right? $400. $400 is our cut, and most times you guys wait for that.
The big fee for us is the police. The police is usually about $3,000. That's the large one. So we're funding with the police.
People would pay it.
They would.
Yeah, it just has, I don't know what the insurance requirement is for this, but for the polar plunge, it was an insurance minimum of $1 million per occurrence with an aggregate of $2 million.
Okay. That's the normal one. I know carnivals are more.
Yeah.
But so that's like the baseline one that they.
Yeah, no, I wasn't implying that.
No,
but just,
our risk manager, our new risk manager goes case by case. So he will get these, and then he talks with them and says, "This is what it's going to be."
Okay. Any questions, comments? Anything from the public? Back to the commission. All in favor? Aye. Everyone, unanimous. Okay.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Now, thank you for your.
Okay, moving on, we do not have unless Bonnie called anything in, no Board of Ed report?
No, he said she had a Board of Ed meeting tonight that came up.
Oh, so that was it. Okay, and the Director of Program
All right,
report.
everybody should have received an advanced copy. Fall, believe it or not, is almost over. Scary. Youth leagues are starting up. Youth basketball, adult basketball, both of those will start. Adult basketball already started, but youth basketball will start right after Thanksgiving holiday. Registration was a little low for both programs, and I think they probably could be attributed to the fact that they have to wear masks inside the schools, and that some people are still a little hesitant on COVID and the protocols. So we do have several of our long-standing traditional community events that are happening. Our annual tree lighting, I think all of you should have received an invite to for December 3rd. Choir starts just about 6 o'clock, followed by the actual flipping of the switch at 7 o'clock with the tree. December 11th, our holiday breakfast with Santa and Rudolph and all those other guys will be at Ludlow High School beginning at 10. We did the advanced ticket registration today. I believe that it did sell out, so good to hear that that's back as usual. We've got another concert, Echoes of Sinatra, playing all kinds of Sinatra-type era music on December 4th. There are still tickets available to that show. We are just kicking off budget season. As I'm sure if you guys have been staring at that whiteboard all day, you see that I had my staff in here at one point and started talking budgets and working through all of our different budgets that we have. So we're in the beginning stages of that. I have to get everything entered into the system by the 24th, which is next week. So I would anticipate that I'm going to be bringing budgets before you guys in December. So you guys will have an idea of where we're going, what we're looking at. If there's anything you guys want to change, that'll be the time that we do it. And then normally in January, the first selectwoman will adopt. She'll go through the budget and adopt what she wants to adopt and make it her budget. And then that's what gets presented to the other, to all the funding bodies. Some of the things that we've got going on right now are a lot of projects, a lot of capital projects. The Pine Creek Playground has been wrapped up, so that playground is completed. It is it's beautiful. The guys also had it. Thank you. We had our Public Works guys also paint the gazebo down there. They're going to edge it if they haven't yet. Put new gravel down. We've got new benches that'll be installed most likely either later this fall or early spring. And all the fencing around the park is going to be replaced as well.
I'm trying to envision
it. If you head down Old Dam Road, past Old Dam Road, South Pine Creek, all the way down to the last road on the left.
Like almost to the water?
Mm-hmm.
Almost to the water.
Oh, wow, I've never gone.
Yeah, it's
It's the coolest little community up back
it
there.
Is.
It's really cool.
It's a nice little community park.
There used to be a bar back there.
Really? First side.
First time.
Oh, boy.
We're dating ourselves.
They had special 10-cent beers. One of the projects that I just realized I didn't put on here when Tyler Hathaway was here, he had mentioned the job that our guys had done at rebuilding the infield at Mill Hill. That infield had died off due to the extreme